I'm nervous, like having to perform in front of my son. Like, used to be only God can judge me. Now Malcolm can judge me. That would not be good. All right, are you ready, Malcolm? Say hi. Hi to the viewers. Alrighty, hello everybody and welcome back to the CMT, the Country Music Tea, the Country Pop Culture Music Culture Podcast. We're still nailing down that intro, but don't worry. I'm sure by our 4th episode, we will get it down. Malcolm, how are you? As you may have noticed, Frank looks a little different. He Benjamin buttoned us. Just kidding. This is my son, Malcolm, and you might be thinking, wow, that is the cutest baby I've ever seen. And you wouldn't be wrong. So yeah, Frank had to ditch today because, again, he doesn't have a business that he was passionate about. If he knew what it takes to run a business that he was passionate about, he would, but he don't. So Malcolm is here always supporting his mom because unlike Frank, Malcolm supports women. He loves women that are starting their own businesses, and he loves when women have something that they're passionate about, and I am passionate about country music and all of the gossip and tea and drama that is going down. Oh, and the music. Anyways, all right. Update on my life and Malcolm's life. As you can tell, we are a little down. We are a little sad today because we just got back from vacation, and there's nothing like a vacation low. There's nothing like a vacation high, but also I feel like as you get older, you can't really enjoy your vacation because the whole time you're worried about it ending, and then it ends, and then you're back in your dusty, crusty hometown. And my dusty, crusty hometown right now is Nashville, so I guess I can't complain too much, but my hometown could be like Jamaica or somewhere like stunning, gorgeous, tropical, beautiful, where I could be tan and glowy, but it's fine. He has very sensitive skin, so this climate is perfect. Right, Mooks? Right. So yeah, we're a little down, missing our other family that we were with, but now it's just mom and son duo back on the pod. We thought we'd spice it up a little and bring him on. So he is drinking his tea. It is mother's milk tea. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of it. It's delicious. If I do say so myself, compliments to the chef, right? Delicious. And we had to have the bottle looking, aesthetically with my tea, which is actually water because we got to stay hydrated. So what are we going to do today? We're going to do some hot tea. We're going to do some cold tea, meaning our first segment is going to be kind of what's going on right now in country pop culture. What are the stories? What are the girlies up to? What are the boys up to? Like we care. And then we're going to revisit some old tea, the cold old tea, right, Malcolm? With some country gossip snippets. Now, the release of the CMT has just rendered shock waves into the Nashville and country music community. And there has just been, we've been getting intel in our ears, in our DMs, in our emails, people reaching out saying, whoa, I have to deliver some tea. So we are very grateful for any intel that we get from our listeners, viewers, and from our haters. So if you hate this podcast, you should write in too. Anyways, let's take a sip. Our first story is a callback to episode 1 of the CMT that was all about the Morgan Evans, Kelsey Ballerini drama. Malcolm, I'm sure you listened. I'm sure you watched, commented, subscribed, all of the above because you support your mom. Thank you. Love ya. Anyways, all right. Update on the Morgan Evans, Kelsey Ballerini situation that it keeps giving. And we love it because if we didn't love it, we would be wrong. So, via Taste of Country, Morgan Evans released On My Own Again, a new track that characterizes the journey of self-rediscovery after the end of a meaningful relationship. With lyrics including, I'm gonna drive until the wheels fall off this old truck in my heart. Interesting. If forever's gonna end like that, I guess I'd better start the rest of my life like the best times, up around the bend, oh, on my own again. Okay, I listened. I listened, I went, I searched, gave it a bing, and gave him a stream. And I've got to say, it's very on the road again. Kind of, it almost gives like Lady Antebellum. Oh, Malcolm, we almost said it. Whew, shivers up my spine. It gave like Lady A vibes. I'm not sure if you know Lady A because you're just, I don't even know what generation you are. You're not even Gen Z, but like, it is, it was really good. Honestly, I thought it was good. It wasn't like juicy. It wasn't dirty. It wasn't salacious. It was nothing like that. Very clean. Oops, stretch. stunning. So yeah, it was fine. At this point, in my opinion, make some money. Like, release songs. Like, Kelsey, release songs. Give us more. We want it. Morgan, release songs. Make money. Like, capitalize off of this, because no press is bad press unless you're a pedophile. Right? That's what we always say. Cute, cute, cute. Okay. Anything else, Malcolm? Any opinions on that? Perfect. Story 2. This is, again, via Taste of Country. We love, we support, we stand. Always cite your sources. Oh, and it's about Kelsey. This is the Kelsey Ballerini podcast now. So it's not the CMT, it's the KBT, because all we talk about is Kelsey Ballerini. Is she just the most interesting person in country music? Or do we have a little obsession? It's none of your business. Anyways, Carly Pearce got to return a big favor when her pal Kelsey Ballerini got divorced. Kind of dark, but kind of cute. So when Carly Pearce filed for divorce from her fellow country star husband, Michael Ray, in 2020, which we're going to do a deep dive into that and do an entire episode about it, because I really want to know more. So again, if you have any intel, email us, message us. Kelsey Ballerini was there to offer a shoulder of support. It was Ballerini that helped Pearce reframe the shame she felt about the dissolution of her marriage. This is a quote from Carly herself. "I think Kelsey was one of the very first people that I told I was filing for divorce, and I was one of the first people that she told when she was filing," the singer reveals, explaining that her support role during Kelsey Ballerini's marital split gave her a chance to return the favor that her friend had paid 2 years prior during her own breakup. I love it. Like I said in episode 1, normalized divorce, like the girlies getting together and just saying like, "Oh, you got divorced? Cute. I'm going to get divorced too." We love women that just get divorced if they're unhappy. Right, Malcolm? Good? Okay, cute. Story 3 via Variety magazine. I have thoughts. I have opinions. Here we go. Miranda Lambert leaves Sony Records after nearly 2 decades. So Miranda Lambert announced Wednesday that she is leaving Sony Music Nashville, the company that she has been with for basically her entire career. So she's the second major veteran artist to announce her departure from Sony. And honestly, Malcolm, this isn't tea. This isn't news. This is just a sentence. And it's being reported on like it's something, but this is not tea. This is dirty water. This is dishwater. This is water that you've left in a cup a little too long, and you take a sip and you're like, what is this flavor? It's old water. I don't think we really care. It doesn't matter where Miranda Lambert is, as long as she's releasing music, as long as she's touring. Uh-oh. The tea has been spilled. Yeah, it means nothing. It doesn't matter. Everyone's trying to make it a thing, and it's not a thing. So bye. Next story via the BBC. You know, they are really the go-to news source on all that is country music, is the BBC. So we had to pull from there. Taylor Swift, former country girly, but always a country girly in our hearts, launches the Eras Tour with a 3-hour, 44-song set. Now, not to make everything, about my birth, about my labor, but that is like 3 hours of singing. I could barely do an hour and a half of just pushing, and I was laying down. I had a fan on me. I had a Sprite. I had 2 women holding my legs. My husband was there, undevoted attention, and like an hour and a half is a long time. So I couldn't imagine like being in heels, strutting, singing, staring at the crowd, like for long, uninterrupted time. Like, oof, she had to be exhausted. Don't you think, Mooks? Yeah. So this is a spoiler alert. If you don't want any spoilers on the Eras Tour, the set list, anything like that, just mute for about 30 seconds. But the country songs that she did play were Fearless, You Belong With Me, Love Story, Enchanted, which just like breaks my heart. 22, this is going to be a debate if they're country or not. I don't care. Fight Me. We Are Never Getting Back Together. I Knew You Were Trouble. All Too Well, 10-minute version. And Tim McGraw. Amazing song choices. I would have liked to see some teardrops on my guitar. And I'm going to say something really controversial. So get ready for a hot take. I would like to hear her play Hey Stephen. And I know, even everyone in the studio is just mouths open. But it's one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs, so sue me. I'll put my lawyer's name in our Instagram story, and you can email him, and you can sue me if you really don't like it. But anyways, that's kind of what's going on in country music right now. Not a ton, because everyone keeps their head down. You know, they're working. The summer's coming up. We got tour on tour on tour on tour. Will I be getting tickets? No, because of him. So I got a good excuse to not spend money or leave my home for, I'd say, about another 4 or 5 months. And then it's like, get over it. You had a baby. Like, no one cares. You're not that special. So, gorgeous. Now, as I mentioned before, we have a new segment. This is the cold tea. This is, some things that are coming in, intel on our Bluetooth, on the radio, through DMs, through Gmail. So our email is thecmt@gmail.com. If you have country music sightings, if you see the stars, if you're going to a concert, you see something a little suspicious, was someone lip singing? Ooh, did someone do amazing? Tell us. We want to know, right? All right, blind item number 1, the subject of this. We'll keep it anonymous too. I'm not going to say who sent this. No shoes, no shirt, no wife. One time I was out to eat at a place in Midtown back when Midtown was cool, shady, and parking was easy. #old Nashville. Dark. While I was eating, I looked up and saw Kelsey Ballerini and her boyfriend at the time, Morgan Evans, sitting down at a table near mine. This was at a time where Kelsey wasn't that big yet, but I knew who she was. Anyways, everything was cool and all until I looked over and saw Morgan Evans' bare feet. That's right, he was eating without shoes on in a restaurant. I'm sorry, I just had to threw up a little. Let's just say I'm glad Kelsey moved on. I would like to have a moment of silence for the staff at that restaurant. I'd like to have an additional moment of silence for the person that ate at the same table, and a moment of silence for Kelsey, that maybe every time they went out to eat, he took his shoes off. And that song didn't make the EP, in my opinion. Okay, next. The subject of this, sent in via DM. Our DMs are open, guys. Reba is the shit. So we knew this, but this is a confirmation. Reba used to be a regular of mine at a restaurant back in the day, and spoiler, she's as perfect IRL as you would think she is. She would come in to eat with her now ex-husband. Fast forward to me working at another restaurant years later. Applaud for the service industry members, like that is a tough job. Tip well, please. My new regulars are Reba's ex-husband and his new girlfriend, who is also Reba's ex-best friend. Gee, they're perfectly nice, but no one can compare to Reba. Agreed. Wow. I think what we've learned from these 2 blind items is a lot of waiters/waitresses listen to the podcast. So thanks, guys. Let me know where you work and give me a discount. Just kidding. All right, third and final. Malcolm, this was sent in through DMs. This is why you check your DMs, even though you don't have social media yet. Ever. He won't ever have it. Okay, listen. Here's your tea. Like the kind you drink before you go to bed because it brings you peace and soothes your soul. Okay, I love that because tea, it's not always bitter. Sometimes you need a cup of sleepy time tea. And it just is like a little hug from your mom. Okay, so I went to see Kelsey Ballerini. Again, this is a Kelsey Ballerini podcast, the KBT, on the Heart First tour stop this weekend. But of course, her loving and supportive boyfriend was in attendance. He was into every song, every word, never taking his eyes off of her. Some dweebs shouted at him trying to get his attention, but it didn't even faze him because he was there to support his girl. She made a comment during the night that she's the happiest she's ever been, and when they came out to say hey to some people, let me tell you, they light each other up. Oh my gosh. This is what I'm worried about, though. I know that was all positive, but let's make it negative, okay? Let's spin it. I feel like they're so happy and they're so right for each other, and she's at this high, she played SNL. She's stunning and pretty and successful, and I feel like she's really, this EP has just shot her to success. I just hope she doesn't now confuse all of this goodness in her life with oh, this man is the one, because as much as I want her to stay with Chase and like them be happy, I also want to see her date other people. Ooh, stretchy baby Jones over there. So yeah, happy for Kelsey. Happy for Reba that she is out dining all the time and she's amazing. And happy for the service industry member that is no longer having to see Kelsey Ballerini's ex-husband Morgan Evans' crusty, dusty toes. Now, if you do recall to our first episode, they didn't like to sleep in bed together. And I speculated that it was because of their crusty toes intermingling. Makes you think, doesn't it? Alrighty, well, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the CMT, the Country Music Tea. No, that's his little toots. The CM Toots, which is now the new name of this podcast, the Country Music Pop Culture Podcast. Wow. Thank you guys for watching, listening. Please subscribe, comment, like, follow, tattoo anything on your body that you need to. If you have any tea to spill, please DM us or you can email us at thecmt@gmail.com. Thanks, everybody. Malcolm, say goodbye. I can't believe he just farted on my podcast.